While our education system is serving us well in providing students with sound knowledge and skills, it's falling short in several key areas. That's according to Education Minister Ronald Jones. He says developing qualities like personal attributes and attitudes which make good citizens are lacking.
The educational challenge of the 21st century is to find appropriate methods and strategies to produce the kind of individuals who can cope with the world in which they are expected to live. Many of the attitudes and attributes of the social, emotional, spiritual, and psychological domains which students are expected to develop through the process of education are presented to them in what is identified as the hidden curriculum. However, if we are to successfully tackle the task of overcoming educational challenges in the 21st century, the time has properly arrived for the attitudes and attributes to which I have spoken to be presented in more direct ways.
Mr. Jones was speaking during the annual church service to mark Education Month 2011 at the Mount of Praise Wesleyan Holiness Church this morning. The theme for Education Month this year is Overcoming Educational Challenges in the 21st Century. He stressed that these difficult times have highlighted the need for people to become more creative and entrepreneurial.
More and more economies are proving to be incapable of providing meaningful employment for all persons. One of the economic challenges of our generation is, therefore, to equip students with the necessary requisites to support their own well-being. More effort will be needed to stick to the task of success as challenges of funding and opportunities to progress seem to dwindle, while quick but deviant practices of advancement appear to be worthwhile.
Well, during the service, Acting Chief Education Officer Laurie King reminded teachers that they have one of the most important jobs in the world, one which comes with great responsibility and challenges.
Not because the subject content has become more difficult or because of lack of the necessary resources to successfully undertake your duties, but because our schools are microcosms of the societies in which they exist and are being infiltrated by the same negative influences which are affecting society. I urge all of you to continue to take your duties seriously, ever mindful that you may never know where your sphere of influence on your charges will end.
Superintendent of the Wesleyan Holiness Church, the Reverend Anthony Worrell, lamented that Barbados no longer appears to be a caring society.
We should have nothing else for anybody but to love one another, because when we love, we fulfill the law. We fulfill God's commandment to us as spiritual beings. And when we love, we can come very quickly to our third solution, care. Because love looks out. It says at verse 10, love works no ill to his neighbor. Love looks out for the next person. Love does not look out to see when they leave to go in their house and take what they have. Love looks out to ensure that it remains safe.
The Child Care Board has received a generous donation of shoes. The shoes were donated by Avon through the Lions Club of Barbados South at the Child Care Board headquarters this morning. President of the Lions Club of Barbados South, Carl Howard, says they identified a need and wanted to assist.
They have a network which would allow us to reach those persons in the community who are really in need of the shoes. So we would like to thank the Child Care Board for being a partner with us. We would we assure the Child Care Board of our commitment to continue in this vein, to support them and because their mandate is basically the same as ours, support those persons who are in need.
Residential coordinator at the Child Care Board, Delvina Waith, says the shoes will bring a smile to the faces of the children in their care.
Always very, very happy to partner with persons in the community, groups, service clubs, whoever, who, take an interest in our children. And we know that these shoes, lovely, stylish as they are, will go, a long way towards assisting these children and, and helping them to be as helping them as they continue to be, to function in our society. So again, on behalf of the Child Care Board, I want to say thank you.
Fallout from the Christopher Dulles Cook issue and age are the main reasons given by Jamaica's Prime Minister Bruce Golding for demitting office. Prime Minister Golding announced last week that he would not seek re-election as Prime Minister nor as leader of the Jamaica Labour Party during internal elections at the party's annual conference in November. But last night, in a national address lasting just over 10 minutes, Mr. Golding says his role in the Cook matter remains a source of concern, even after a thorough inquiry.
We have since amended the Interception of Communications Act to permit in the future the action that was taken in Cook's case, but which at that time was in violation of our Constitution. However, the entire episode has affected me deeply, and the perceptions that are held by some people have not been dispelled, notwithstanding the exhaustive deliberations of a commission of inquiry. I cannot allow the challenges we face and the issues that we as a people must confront to be smothered or overpowered by this saga.
Regarding leadership of the country, Mr. Golding says it is time for younger members of the party who are in sync with 21st century thinking to take the reins of power.
I was first elected to Parliament almost 40 years ago. In the next 2 months, I will be 64. I feel it is time for me and people like me to make way and allow a new crop of leaders to step forward and unleash their energies and creativity. There are young people in my party, indeed in both parties, who are capable of providing the leadership that the country requires at this time. We must not, for the sake of personal ambition, block their emergence.
The Prime Minister also explained that while the timing of his announcement may have seemed strange, it had to be done to give the prospective candidates and party delegates time to prepare for elections ahead of the conference in November. Well, the main opposition People's National Party in Jamaica says Prime Minister Bruce Golding had little choice but to resign and step down due to a complete loss of credibility. It also dismissed his address to the nation as an attempt to revive the fortunes of the ruling Jamaica Labour Party ahead of the next general election. Trinidad and Tobago's opposition leader, Dr. Keith Rowley, has called for the resignation of the country's National Security Minister, retired Brigadier General John Sandy. The call comes amid concerns over the state of emergency that was imposed in Trinidad and Tobago on August the 21st. Speaking at a news conference, Rowley said that Sandy had misled the nation when he said that he had requested the state of emergency to avert a major crisis. Rowley said that recent statements by Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar had contradicted what Sandy had said regarding that state of emergency. As a result, he must do the honorable thing and submit his resignation. The Prime Minister told reporters recently that there was no one particular issue that gave rise to the state of emergency. Well, in business tonight, a local car dealer is suggesting that the automotive industry in Barbados has taken a nosedive because of the recession. Senior General Manager at Courtesy Garage, Brian Mackey, says the sector has recorded a 40% decline in sales. But despite the depressed market, the company is investing $8 million to accommodate, manage and promote a new brand. Courtesy Garage is now the new dealers for Hyundai in Barbados and will start selling that brand from January next year. Mr. Mackey says as a result of the acquisition, the company will be expanding its operations and bringing in additional staff.
There will be quite a large expansion going on here at Courtesy, and beyond, we have a facility at Charnox which will be developed as well. The positive implications for this franchise appointment goes beyond just our ability to sell cars. It affects positively every aspect of our business, right even into our car rental operation, where we will be able to expand our car rental business significantly.
One bright spark for Courtesy, according to Mr. Mackey, is the car rental business.
The car rental department has actually been doing quite well. They have been, they're giving credit to that department. They have been aggressive going after business. They have offered value for money. That department, I know, has done quite a lot of promoting overseas on its own.
Well, regional carrier Liat is answering the competition in the travel industry by offering complete travel packages to more destinations. This time, Liat officials have worked out a deal in St. Martin, which could see its passengers taking advantage of a travel and shop incentive package. Marketing manager Derek Frederick says the deals are exclusive to those traveling on Liat to St. Martin and include reduced airfares and hotel accommodation, as well as discounted shopping. Travelers can take up the offer from November, and Mr. Frederick believes the incentives will encourage more people to fly with Liat.
So what we really want is to just make it easier, a one-stop shop. Basically, you take a flight over there, you have your hotel all included, and you can utilize our cargo service, Liat Cargo, to ship everything back, and it's just easy. Turnkey solution.
Well, just last week, Liat announced similar plans for Puerto Rico, with a direct flight starting to San Juan in December. Now, here's a summary of today's trading on some of the region's stock exchanges.